Have you ever felt uncomfortable during the conversation because the other person was standing too close and invading your space? Did you have warm feelings for someone and wanted to get closer? How close is close enough for you? Let's understand it. The distance surrounding a person forms a space. Space, distance, proximity in communication refers to the space one desires to have between them and those with whom they are communicating. It's a non-verbal aspect. This video will be focusing on Proxemics, the study of space during conversations, so that we can strategically use space to create rapport and connection, enhance our credibility and confidence, and reinforce our messages during every conversations and meetings. For that, we need to understand different kinds of spaces, the feelings attached to them, the interactions and the distances between them, the signal of how more or less comfortable one is with certain distances during conversations, and how strategically to use space for effective communication. So, let's get started. There are 4 different zones as per study. The very first is intimate space, which ranges from physical contact to 18 inches approximately. The only people allowed in this zone are our closest relationships, our close family members or close friends. Here, familiar touch is a part of this proximity. The space is close, very close. Any other person invading the space is perceived as attack and breach of law. But there are exceptions to this. The people who provide personal services like doctors, nurses, hairdresser, dentists have professional compulsions to enter this space. In sports, the players use this space very often while playing. However, in modern society, especially in crowded urban communities, it can be difficult to maintain personal space, especially in a crowded train, elevator, or streets where the situation forces to be in that space. Invasion of personal space is a favorite strategy of those who want to dominate a person. You may find this during interrogations by the officers involved. Avoid invading a person's intimate zone. This might make people feel uncomfortable, such as going in for a hug when you are not on their close friendship level yet. Then comes the second zone, personal space, that is usually between 1 and 4 feet. This is generally called the personal space bubble. We are close but not that close. We can reach over and pat the other person's back. This space is known as friendly but not intimate. This is the best distance to create rapport and build relationships. People value their personal space and feel irritated whenever someone they don't know invade their space. When you allow someone to enter your personal space, you are socially promoting them. If you find yourself standing too far during conversation, try to close the distance without encroaching into the other person's intimate zone. Getting closer during business negotiations and when meeting new network partner is a great way to increase rapport. But whatever you do, respect personal space. Standing too close to someone can make them truly uncomfortable, no matter how good your other body language is. Standing too far can also be bad and may cause emotional disconnect. Gauge the other person's response on your action of moving closer. If they moved away, it indicates that they do not want it to be more personal than it already is. But if they did not move away from you, it means that they were receptive to your move. The third zone, which is social space. Casual and most professional interactions remain within the 4 to 10 foot boundary. We can't touch others at this distance and it is a space gap to conduct more formal exchange. Most strangers start off in this distance, and it is often used during formal business and social events. Many people who you first meet might be in this distance. This is very neutral space and doesn't really work well in terms of building relations. If you find yourself in social zone and want to be friendly or build rapport, then try getting a little closer while observing a person's reaction. Are they receptive and warm, or do they immediately close off? Accordingly, you can adapt. The fourth zone, which is the public space. It is the least personal zone of all other zones. It extends 12 feet from a person's body. Shopping malls, city sidewalks, airports are planned with this distance requirement. This range is also used in public speaking. This type of a space does not require any personal contact. Countries, cities, houses, offices have their own culture which varies. Every culture has its own understanding, habits and norms about personal space. It might be considered rude to stand too close to someone in one place but not in another. It might be very common to touch someone's arm or shoulder while talking in one place, but this could be considered rude in other places. In one country, you might greet someone with a kiss on the cheek, and in other places, this might be considered too intimate. To conclude, the personal space of an individual during any communication depends on a number of factors like prior experience, cultural background, situational factors, personality traits, and the kind of relationship one has with others. Therefore, it's wise to consider every criteria before making a judgment about why a person is keeping certain distance. Others will invite or reject us depending on the respect that we have on their personal space, and that can make or break our interaction with the world around us. Just think about it.